This person was 3 days away from getting their colon removed. That means you have to wear a bag of poop for the rest of your life. His doctor was saying, if you don't do this, you're going to die. Guess what? He didn't get the surgery done, and he's perfectly fine. He followed my 30-day program, and all of his symptoms are gone, and he doesn't have to wear a bag of poop for the rest of his life. This is the power of addressing the root cause of the problem. If you cut out your colon and the root cause is still there, the source of the fire is still there, it's going to spread to other parts of your body. It's going to spread to your small intestine and maybe even other organs. You have to address the root cause of this spreading fire, in your body, and cutting it out isn't getting to the root cause. It is a sad attempt to cover up the symptoms. Some people do see some symptom relief, but nobody wants to wear a bag of poop for the rest of their life or have a huge scar on their side for the rest of their life. And it becomes even harder to digest and absorb nutrients. So I'm going to share with you how this fire started in this person and exactly what he did to put this fire out so that he can live a normal life again. No drugs, no crazy diets. He eats what he wants. He lives a normal life. He put on a healthy body weight again. He gets to spend time with his family, spend time with his kids, spend time with his wife, go out to eat. He lives a normal life like it never happened. That is the power of addressing the root cause of the problem, which your GI doctor is not even curious to discover, but we know what it is. So this student, his Crohn's disease started after a very stressful period in his life. He was working a very high-stress job. His boss was always on his case, get this done, I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. And then one day he just gets fired. After all this work, time, blood, sweat, money, and tears into this job, he just gets let go without a warning. He was super distraught and stressed out and angry about this. And, for months he struggled to get a new job. And at this point, he's not having symptoms. But a few months later, he found a job, and it was a job that he was going to enjoy. And, a couple weeks into this job, he's like, yeah, I really like this job. And that's when the nightmare started. He started having tons of diarrhea, tons of blood in his stool. He went to the doctor's saying, I don't know if you have Crohn's, I don't know if you have colitis, or, they're just speaking all sorts of nonsense because they don't know anything. What is going on in this scenario? Why did his Crohn's, or why did his colitis start up during this stressful period? So you have to understand that stress, especially unexpected stress, is a threat to your survival, and all of our organs have a survival purpose. So at his job, he couldn't digest. He needed help digesting, how to do his job better, how to get a new job after he got fired. He couldn't digest how to do things better so he could keep his job. That's what he was trying to digest. You got to keep in mind that the colon and the intestines are controlled by the brainstem, the oldest part of the brain, the lizard brain. It does not know the difference between food and something in your life that you're trying to figure out. It's in our languages. You make me sick to my stomach. I can't digest this. Oh, what a load of crap. That's a load of crap. Don't tell me that. Do you think your subconscious mind knows the difference between this thing you don't like and you're referring to it as crap? Your subconscious mind is like a 5-year-old. It takes things extremely literally. And if you're referring to things as crap, it's going to think that you're digesting it or trying to get it out it's in you and you're trying to get rid of it. So his biology and his personality, that's how he experienced, that's how his body, his psychology, his psyche experienced this. I need to digest this. So during that time, his body developed extra gut cells to help him digest and absorb this hard to digest thing in his life. And if you would look on his colonoscopy, he had polyps. these little bumps, these little inactive tumors in his colon. And those are the extra gut cells that were trying to help him digest this hard to digest thing in his life. But when he found a new job, the body said, I don't need these extra gut cells, let's get rid of them. And so there's this process of physical flesh being removed from the body. That's where the inflammation and the pain and the diarrhea, the fevers, that's where that comes from. And it's a painful, not pleasant process, but that's how we were designed. This happens in animals, it happens in humans. So that's what's going on here. And for a long time, he tried diets and drugs. And, at some point the way that he worked, he was always constantly trying to digest things and putting too much pressure on himself. So eventually, his new job became linked to putting his gut into overdrive. When your gut is in overdrive, it just starts to fall apart. Because it is designed to go into overdrive, but not for years and years and years and months and months and months. That is what happens. That's the light bulb that I want to go off in your head right now. Is I want you to ask yourself, what stressful events were going on in my life when my digestive issues, when my colitis issues first started to get bad? That is very important that you identify that. It might take a few days for you to do that. You might have to get out a piece of paper and start writing things down and trying to dig up things, like look on your Facebook profile, scroll through your timeline back to that date, look through pictures and photo albums, look through old chat messages, think about old boyfriends and girlfriends, like what job, what school you were going to. These are the types of things. It's a trial and error process. You got to do a little digging and research into it, but when you find what the conflict shock was, it is very powerful, and you can have more faith in your body that you aren't broken, like your GI doctor leads you to believe, that you aren't broken, that you're going through this natural process. And if you remain calm and fully resolve this conflict, the body's just going to get rid of these extra gut cells, and you're just going to be sick for a couple of weeks, but then after that, you're going to be fine. I've seen it time and time again. You will be fine if you address the root cause of the problem. So what you need to do is click on this video right here, and I'm going to share with you my 30-day plan, exactly what this person did to get better. I want you to keep your colon, and I don't want you to wear a bag of poop as a fashion accessory for the rest of your life. So click on this video right here, and good luck.